material of oil paint has this very physical quality. It's like a mass of material. It's not just a flat surface for me. It is something that has a life of its own, and I feel almost as if I'm having a dialogue with the material. It wants to do something by itself, and it also speed of the work is a bit slower. It is really allows me to be in the moment. I would describe the majority of my art as abstract painting, even though sometimes figurative elements occur in my works. I never make sketches. The process that I work, it's not possible for me to prepare or to imagine how the final image will look like. It is a very process-based practice. There's a lot of improvisation going on, and I do not feel that I have a complete control of some aspects of the work, such as how long will it take me to finish the work. Some works needs to be put aside for a while, then come back to with fresh eyes. Sometimes I decide to cover the entire thing with another layer of paint. It is a process that there's a lot of space for trial and error. I started working on my abstract paintings in 2015 when I was doing a study exchange in Vienna. And afterwards, in 2016 and 2017, I think my work was very much influenced by my former studies of maths. And I tried to introduce some topics like pseudo-randomness, maybe some principles from cryptography into my work. Repetition is definitely a recurring theme in my work. There's a lot of ways how I relate to repetition. It can be, for example, in patterns. Like I love to repeat a form and then create this idea of infinity. I often talk about my inspiration in music, talking about my paintings as if I was talking about music, using the vocabulary that I feel is very fitting, composition and certain structure, and this abstract way of communicating things. That is something that painting and music have in common. That's a really good way for me how to explain it to other people. My approach to color in my work is a mystery for myself as well. I tend to follow a feeling rather than decide in advance which colors am I about to use. However, recently I tried to reduce my palette and pick maybe 1, 2 or 3 main colors that will occur in the work, and that made me focus more on the color. I also don't really ask myself that much why I use the colors that I use, because I do not necessarily need to know these answers. I just know that it's right when I do it, and that's somehow enough for me. For me, a successful artwork will on some levels communicate or act in front of a viewer, even if the viewer has no knowledge of contemporary art or history of art. Maybe that is a naive thought, but I want to believe that everybody who has a visual experience with contemporary world can grasp some content from my paintings. I really seek this kind of connection and support it. It is my dream to pursue this path even further, develop myself and develop my skills and enhance my art. It is not a static state. It is something that needs to be always thought of and pushed further.